Welcome to Gentle Yoga. We're going to start today in a reclined posture. I'm starting with my feet planted and my knees leaning towards each other. If that's not comfortable for you, you could just extend your legs, or you could put the soles of your feet together and let your knees go out to the sides. And if you choose that posture, you have the option to put props under your legs to hold the weight of your legs and make the posture more passive. Close your eyes if you want. Rest your hands wherever it's comfortable for you. And notice your breath. Sometimes resting hands on your body helps tune into the breath, feeling the way your body moves while you breathe. As you observe your breath, it starts to get deeper and slower. Feeling what's under you, what's supporting you. Take in what is all around you. What is reaching your senses from the space that you're practicing in today? Scan your body, notice whatever is going on in your body. Especially noting anything that doesn't feel so good right now, any stiffness or soreness that might be present. So you can keep those places in your body in mind during practice, knowing that you're welcome to skip or modify any part of this practice we're starting out on. Everything is optional except breathing. Before we begin to move around, let's take 3 deep clearing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. If you have your legs extended or your feet together and your knees out, bring your legs to the position that I have mine in with the feet planted. And actually, let's scoot those heels in towards the butt. And let your knees just kind of wag back and forth without lifting your feet. So you can like rock onto the edges of your feet as your knees go back and forth. Just getting a little movement in the center, in the hips, the low back, the upper legs. Extend your right leg and draw your left knee in towards your chest. Hold it with your right hand. Reach your left arm out to the side, palm facing up. Now, the more you draw your knee in, the closer it comes to your torso. the more sensation you're likely to get when we twist. So you decide how that's going to go for yourself. Know if it feels too much, you can twist less, of course, and you can also move the knee a little further out from the torso. Gently draw your knee to the right, turn your head to the left, and see if you can leave your shoulders grounded. And let it be more about your breath wringing you out than about that arm moving the knee. That arm's just there for helping. The really beneficial change that happens here is from the action of the breath. Come on up to center. Extend your right arm out to the side. Extend your left leg. Draw your right knee in. Hold it with your left hand. And when you're ready, draw your knee to the left and turn your head to the right. Come back up to center. And draw both knees in. Take a few full body stretches. Inhale, reach your arms and legs all the way out. Exhale, curl up in a ball again. At the pace of your breath, keep going. And then let's sit up. You can hold your legs with your hands and rock front to back. Or if that doesn't feel good, you can tip onto one side, press your hands to the floor, and push yourself up with your arms. I'm going to sit on my blocks. If you want to sit up on something, you're welcome to. You don't have to. I like my blocks next to each other like this. If you sit up on a prop, sit near the front edge of it so that your hips tilt forward. Pelvis tilts forward, opening the hips. That's the right way to describe that. And see. You don't have to sit just like this, but now with my knees lower than my hips are opening up here. Feels very good. I need some water. It's hot here. I don't know if it's hot in Palm Springs. I didn't ask before we started. Let your arms hang loosely at your sides. Raise your right shoulder up towards your ear, then slide it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Let your chin fall towards your chest. Nice and slowly roll your right ear towards your shoulder. Let your head tip back, look up towards the sky. On over towards the other shoulder. Back down through center. Continue in slow, gentle circles. Or if you find any knots, any tight spots, rocking back and forth there can help untie a knot sometimes, or at least loosen it. And let's change direction. And when you finish the next circle, just raise your chin and face forward. Reach out to the sides and rest your fingertips on the floor, staying tall, staying long in the spine. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your head. And exhale, reach to the right. Yeah, I failed to mirror there. That's okay. We'll do both sides. See, as teachers, most of us do this funny thing. We say left when we mean right. I raised my left arm and I said left instead of saying right. Inhale, come up to center, and exhaling will come into a twist. So bring your right hand to your left leg and your left hand to the floor behind you. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. I had a funny experience years ago. One of the co-hosts in the space where I was teaching classes, I had been teaching for months. He'd been practicing with me for months. And he just suddenly noticed, like, hey, you said right, but you moved your left hand. I said, yes. I've been doing that every time we've done this together. But there it was. He just suddenly noticed it. Let that twist unwind, hands out to the side again. Other side. Inhale, raise your arm up alongside your head. Exhale, reach across. See, and if we're ever in doubt about what we said, we just stop saying right or left and change the cues. Say other instead of right. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, come into the other twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Let you twist and wind. Make your way up onto your hands and knees. This dog looks pretty comfortable just lying on his side in the sun. We got a little breeze going here. Very nice. Okay, table position. Squaring things off, stacking the joints for good stable support. Inhale, draw your heart forward, let your head and tail go up. Exhale, draw your heart up, let your head and tail come down. Continue for a few more breaths at your pace. And Brady here is half asleep. Yeah. As they say it, the eyes close some more. After your next exhale, come through table. Reach your right foot back, press the ball of your foot against the floor. On an inhale, extend your left arm out to the side. On an inhale, raise your right foot, reach back through the sole of your foot like you want to make a footprint on the wall back there. Bend your knee, reach that left hand back if you can. Take hold of your leg or your foot. Kick against your hand, lift your knee and your chin. Let go, let your knee and your hand down. Do a few cow and cat breaths here before we repeat those extensions and bind the other way around. After your next exhale, come back through table. Reach your left foot back, press the ball of your foot against the floor. On an inhale, raise your right arm to the side. On an inhale, lift your left foot, reach straight back. Then bend your knee, reach your hand back and see about taking your bind. Of course, it's okay if you can't connect and take the bind. You can still bend the knee and reach the hand back. And picture the bind. Release, lower down, and take a few more cow and cat breaths. And after your next exhale, coming back through table. If you like, bring blocks in here under your hands. I'm going to do it. It makes for a more accessible transition. Give you more room between your torso and the ground as you move your legs. You're going to step the right foot up between the hands or blocks, and it's okay if it takes more than one step. It's okay if you need to bring your hand to your leg to help the leg come forward. Step your left foot forward, and you can keep the blocks if you want. Explore movement, sway back and forth, bending and lengthening your legs. So your hands could be hanging or on the block. Have your head hang down towards the floor. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to the front of your legs, and press. Let your arms help your spine telescope forward. So as you press your hands to your legs, head draws forward, spine lengthens out. Picture your spine parallel to the ground. Exhale, relax back down into your fold. Inhale all the way to standing, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale out and up. Exhale, fold forward. And we're going to play with a bind here to lengthen the hamstrings. So bend your knees a lot. Reach your arms behind your knees and clasp your elbows or clasp your arms. It's okay if your elbows aren't actually in your hands. Clasp your arms however you can here. Belly's resting on the thighs, that's fine. Knees bent a lot. And just gradually start to lengthen your legs. I'm purposely not saying straighten. Just lengthen the legs bit by bit. Make sure your neck is disengaged, your head is hanging. If you like, you can do a little flexing and swaying here. Just make sure you're breathing. And yes, it's shorter breaths because your belly is pressed to your thighs and your diaphragm doesn't have as much room to move. We spend about a half minute here. It does wonders for lengthening the hamstrings. And can bring some nice release through the glutes and the lower back too. Maybe you feel it somewhere else. Maybe the arm bind is helping something in your shoulders. That can happen sometimes. Makes it harder to breathe, makes it harder to talk. You can probably hear that. Release your hands, bend your knees even more. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now, having done that bind, subsequent forward folds should go a little more easily, maybe be a little deeper. Coming into them and going out of them should be improved by doing that bind and stretching the hamstring. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Now you can use your blocks here if you like. I'll use my blocks. You decide what's right for you. Hands on the blocks of the floor. Step your right foot back. Runner's lunge. Lean into your right hand. Inhale, reach your left arm out and up and look up towards your hand. If you want here, you could bring that left hand to your lower back or towards your right hip in a half bind. If you're in the bind, raise your arm again. And exhale, let's all bring that left hand down again. Now let's twist the other way. Lean into your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm out and up. Look up towards your hands. And yes, if you want here, you could bring the right hand to lower back or towards opposite hip. If you're in the half bind, raise your arm. Exhale, bring your hand down. Let's step the left foot back to the right foot, downward dog, and pedal for a few breaths. Finding length throughout the back of the body. Any little wiggling or other movements that help you find that length. You feel a tight spot. What movements will help it feel less tight? Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Rest your hands, step your left foot back. Find a nice long runner's lunge. Lean into your left hand. Inhale, sweep your right arm out and up. Look up towards your hand. Doing the same twists as before, with the option, if you want, for these half binds. One or both or neither. Maybe it felt good for one side, but not the other. If you're in the bind, lengthen your arm up again. Exhale, bring your hand down. Lean into that right hand. Inhale, reach your left arm out and up. Look up towards your hands. And check out that half bind if you like. If you're in the half bind, extend your arm. Exhale, bring your hand down. Step your right foot back to your left. Gently nod your head. Shake your head. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And do some sun salutations. If you want, you can use blocks under your hands as we do them. I'll be doing that today. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Step back to plank. If shorter planks are better for you, let your knees down. Short or long, let your hips be in line with your knees and shoulders. Exhale, slowly lower, halfway down or all the way, your choice. Then inhale, bring your heart forward between your arms, cobra or up dog, whatever height is good for your lower back. On an exhale, rock back and up to downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now, I've set my blocks aside because with this worn old natural rubber mat and these synthetic foam blocks, they're slippery today. So I don't want my blocks to run away from me while I'm in down dog. I've never actually pancaked into a plank, but it just doesn't feel stable. So I'm going to continue without my blocks. Be wary of that. Sometimes, depending on the equipment, things are slippery. So we're going to do some variation here to help out lower back and sciatica. So from downward dog, we'll be mixing it up a little bit. If at any time it's too much, you've been in down dog too long, take a break. You can let your knees down, take a breath or two. And I'll go through the variation without making it last too long. But of course, too long is a relative thing. Take care of yourself. Inhale up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. And speaking of taking care of yourself, if your arms are tired by now, skip lowering down and go right from your plank to your down dog. Otherwise, exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. And now here's that move for sciatica. Inhale, lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. As you exhale, lower your leg. Bring your left pinky toe over by your right pinky toe. Bend your right knee and press the left heel towards the floor. Just a breath or two here. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, lower that foot. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. And you can go to down dog from here or exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, back and down. Now inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, lower it. Bring right pinky toe over by left pinky toe. Bend the left knee. Drive the right heel down towards the floor. Inhale, extending the left heel down. Raise the right leg. Exhale, lower the right foot. Inhale, bend knees. Look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pausing for yet another drink. We're going to play with some balancing now. That includes some stretching and hip opening. And also gets into the lower back because we're working hips and upper legs. So if you want, you can step over by a piece of furniture or the wall. You have something to reach out to in your balance. I'm not going to do that, I think, here. Also, if you have a strap, you can use a strap for this balance. I don't have my strap handy, so I'll just pretend I have one and describe how you would use it. I'll show you just briefly. Don't do this yet. This is the fast forward version of what we're going to explore. So instead of the hand on the foot or leg, you could have a strap under your foot and hold both ends of the strap like that. So starting out, both hands by your heart, or one hand by your heart, one hand, right hand holding that strap if you're using the strap. So shift the weight to your left leg. Keep that knee soft, don't lock it up. And then raise your right knee. So maybe your thigh comes parallel to the floor, and it's okay if it doesn't. Now we have a lot of options here. I could have a strap under my foot and hold both ends of it in this hand. Or you can hold behind your knee, outside or inside. You can hold your shin, your calf, or come down here and grab your foot. I like to grab my big toe with my index and middle finger. And then if you want, you can extend this leg forward. Notice I didn't say straighten. It's okay if your leg straightens, mine doesn't. And if that doesn't feel good, keep your leg bent back here. And if you want, then you can open your hip out to the side. You can also do this if you're keeping your knee bent. Seeing sometimes we fall, so I just start over. You're welcome to start over anytime. Maybe I should have stood over by the wall. And if you want, this hand to reach out like this, away from the other hand. Keep breathing. And then to come out, we just see if we can rewind. Go through the same stages. Never sit. Gracefully. And shake that left leg, shake anything you want. What feels like it needs to shake. Who needs a drink? Maybe everyone after that. So if you're using the strap switch, get it under your left foot, hold both hands, both ends in the left hand. Right hand to heart or both hands if you're not using the strap. Bring the weight to your right leg. And lift your left knee. Whatever grip works, it's okay if it's not the same as the other side. If you like, when you're ready, extend your foot forward. Open the leg to the side, and maybe extend the other hand. and see how slowly and gradually you can come out. And shake it up. Okay, let's use our blocks here. Or if you like to use the wall of furniture, you can. We're going to play with Warrior 3 and maybe Half Moon if you like. Maybe Half Moon if I can. I never know until I'm trying it how the Half Moon's going to go. So let me see. You were just standing on your right leg. So we're going to do left leg first, thinking out loud. Bring your hands down to your blocks or to your chair, or a hand could be on the wall. So first we sort of square off. So the blocks, if you're using them, are shoulder width apart. Hands on the blocks, whatever works for you there. Sometimes it's nice, hands flat. I know that my torso is more parallel to the ground if I go like this and make fists. I raise my torso a little bit by coming off my palms onto my knuckles. You could even do fingertips, but now I know I'm half parallel in the other direction. So shift weight to your left leg. Inhale, reach your right foot up and back. Picture the leg parallel to the ground. Nice long line between top of your head and your right heel. And so that's Warrior 3. You could play with one or both hands at your heart, or reaching out to other expressions. Reach back, reach to the sides, or reach forward. When and if you want to play with Half Moon, and then bring the right hand to the right hip and use your hand, draw your hip up. So you're stacking your hips. Right hip comes above the left hip. You can also have the wall behind you, press your left hip and your shoulder blades to the wall, very helpful. And maybe you reach this hand up. Stack the shoulders like you've stacked the hips. And then again, let's see how gradually we can come out. Can you go through the same stages? Find strength in that control. When you're ready, inhale, slowly stand, shake, and drink as needed. Now, you don't have to do this part, or maybe you do, maybe you want to. I'm switching to the other side, so when I come to Half Moon, I don't have my back to the camera and the mic. We'll square things off to start out. Shift weight into your right leg. Inhale, reach your left foot up, reach back through the sole of your foot. Play with whatever arm expressions you want. And if you like, when you're ready for Half Moon, bring your left hand to left hip. Draw the hip above the right hip. And maybe reach the left arm up. Still reaching back through the sole of the raised foot. Picturing yourself at right angles. Maybe you can see yourself on screen, maybe you can't. Of course, your body doesn't have right angles in it. We just approximate them. And when you're ready, how slow can you go? Coming out bit by bit. Hopefully avoiding anything too abrupt. And we stand. And we shake. And we sit down. And there was much rejoicing from the legs. Let's bring soles of the feet together with a big space between the pelvis and the heels. And you can reach over and in front of your ankles like that, or you can reach under your ankles. Either is fine. Today I'm going to go over. Walk your hands forward, drawing that long spine forward. Let the neck relax and the head hang, and breathe into your back. Inhale, walk your hands back and lift your torso up. With the soles of your feet still together, draw your heels in closer to your pelvis. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes between your hands, wriggle on your butt, shift the bones in there closer to the ground. Tilting your pelvis forward and opening your hips, a bit like sitting on props, like I was describing at the earlier in practice. I was going to say at the start, it wasn't the start where we're sitting, shortly after start. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips with the long spine. Take your time, just see how far will the long spine tip forward. Picturing that long spine like you're looking at yourself in a side view, and a long line between the crown of your head and your tail. And when that long spine isn't tipping forward from the hips anymore, let that spine round, let your head drop, and breathe into your hips. And some of us here, depending on where your arms are, some folks like to press their arms down to the inside of the legs. That brings further opening in the hips, and maybe it feels good to you, maybe it doesn't. Inhale, slowly sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Nudge your knees towards each other. Extend your legs forward. And let your arms keep helping your legs now. Nudge your legs apart to whatever degree is okay. Walk your hands down your legs to wherever you can. It's okay if your hands don't come to your feet. Bring your left hand to your right hand. Take a couple breaths. Open your right arm to the side. Turn your head to the right. Rotate your arm. Point your thumb at the floor. Bring the right back of your right hand towards your left hip. Keep looking to the right, drawing the right shoulder back. Extend your arm, let that rotation go. Bring the right hand back to the left hand. Take a couple breaths. So these twists get into the lower back nicely, and also with the legs extended, help the hamstrings out and everything in between, of course. Bring the left hand back to the left leg or left foot. Take a couple breaths. Bring your right hand over to your left hand. Open your left arm to the side. Turn your head to the left. Point your thumb at the floor. Reach towards your right hip. Draw your left shoulder back. Look to the left. Extend your arm. Let that rotation go. Bring your left hand back to your right hand. And bring your right hand back to the right leg or right foot. Inhaling, walk your hands up your legs and sit up. Use your arms to nudge your legs back together. Flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, reach up. Last forward fold. Exhale, fold forward. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. Inhale, think of coming forward. Exhale, think of lowering a bit more. You can think of breathing into your lower back, or if you feel tightness anywhere else, breathe there, send the breath there. Inhaling, walk your hands up your legs and sit yourself up. Now draw your knees towards you, plant the soles of your feet hip distance apart. That can be the width of a block in the middle position, or you can check by putting two fists between the tops of your feet there. That's about the same distance you have between your hip sockets. Bring your hands behind you, lower down on your forearms, down onto your back, with your heel close to your butt as you settle in on your back. If you like, you can place a block between your knees on the middle position, lining knees up hip distance apart. You're aiming to keep each ankle, knee, and hip lined up as we do the movements of bridge. Inhale, lift your hips. If you want a deeper heart opener here, clasp your hands, reach towards your heels, draw your shoulder blades towards each other. If you're taking that bind, let your hands go. Exhale, lower your hips. Explore floating up and down at your own pace. Pause where you like. Repeat the bind if you like. Maybe it feels good to take additional breaths at the top of the movement, or as I'm doing, at the bottom of the movement. Maybe both. Sometimes I like to lift up, take a breath, lower down, take a breath. And let's take supported bridge. Pause with your hips raised. Put a prop at the base of your spine and lower down onto it. You can think of breathing through the prop. This helps the body relax. I don't know why that works, but it does, at least for some of us. There can be some unconscious, intentional holding, some underlying tension in the low back. Your brain knows that the prop under you isn't going anywhere, but your body doesn't quite trust it as much as it trusts the ground when you're flat on the ground. Our bodies like to be on the ground. Instinctively, it feels safe. So the intellectual mind knows the prop holding you up isn't unsafe. It's not going to dissolve or disappear. But the body doesn't trust it quite as much as the ground. Press into your feet. Inhale, lift your hips. Take the prop out from underneath. Exhale slowly, lower down. And let's just pause after we land. Letting the sacrum reconnect with the ground. Move your props out of the way. Draw your knees to your chest, hug your knees, and rock and roll to massage your back against the ground. Arms out to the sides, palms up. A simple twist today as we wind things down. The closer your knees are to your torso, the deeper the twist feels, just like with the twist we did at the start. Let your legs go to the right and turn your head to the left. See if you can keep your shoulders grounded. Let your breath bring you out. The legs will go where they need to go. If we just let them hang, don't need to push them down. Take your time to bring your head and your knees up through center. Just let the movement continue, carrying you into the other twist. Come back up to center. Stick your feet up towards the sky. Reach your heads up. Take hold of your legs or your feet, wherever you like, and move those arms and legs around in whatever way feels good for you. Even in our penultimate posture here, happy baby, we can explore stretching, easing out some more excess tension and holding in the upper legs, hips, lower back. If you've got any left, if you feel anything there, what movements help that feel better? Sometimes we play with going from happy baby to plow. I'm not going to quite do a full plow, but this can be fun, extending the legs and tipping back. Make sure your neck is relaxed. You don't want to scrunch your neck up. Whenever you feel complete, you can make your way to Shavasana. Get nice and comfortable. Close your eyes if you want. Focus on your breath. Choose something else to focus on. Or allow yourself not to focus. Start taking some deeper breaths. And exploring movement. Let your movements gradually get bigger and bigger. Moving mindfully and gently, taking your time. Set yourself up when you're ready. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice today. The light within me sees and honors that same light within each of you. Namaste.